Alright, so Canada. Yeah, we like Canada. Our friendly neighbors up north, right? And why are so many amazing comedians Canadian? Anyway, beyond comedians, they're actually building a pretty serious off-roading SUV slash van thing, which looks to be like a Gen Z van lifer's dream come true. For the most part. What's up, Motorheads, and welcome back to Gearbox Pizza. And as I said, we're looking north of the border today at a seriously interesting and unique electric offering. The company is called Potential Motors, and this fella right here, yeah, well, this is the Adventure One. So Potential Motors is an EV startup that's based in New Brunswick that is doing whatever it can to accelerate the electrification of off-road vehicles by developing and selling some brand new and low volume and category defining vehicles. I should also point out that beyond these vehicles, Potential is also producing vehicle control systems for other off-road focused OEMs. Anyway, about this Adventure One. So, we're looking at a dual motor and all electric platform that was obviously designed from the scratch up with a very, very specific purpose in mind. What's sort of crazy here though is that this fella is only 64 inches wide. You want some context for that? Well, a base Mini Cooper is 68 inches wide. So yeah, this thing's a skinny winnie. But that's actually intended and actually a very cool feature. Just hear me out here. You see, so many true off-roaders are like shockingly wide, and so wide in fact that they just simply can't navigate these vast and pretty extreme trail networks without issue. And that's where the Adventure One comes in. Normally, you would need a UTV, but here you can access the same trails but with all sorts of relative luxury. Oh, I just realized you can't see me right now. I had some big time air quotes when I said the word luxury, but yeah, look, it's all relative. Anyway, and speaking of relative luxury, this fella actually integrates a full-size bed. Yeah, it's got a slide-out kitchen, sort of like that optional Rivian kitchen, but here it slides out the rear so you can lift that hatch and cook yourself up some banana pancakes without getting those socks soaked. And what comes next? Yep, trench foot, which is no good, my dudes. Okay. So now that you've avoided a serious case of trench foot, you must be sort of feeling this thing, right? Well, yeah, look, me too. But man, is this thing street legal? Or are you setting me up for even more disappointment? Well, some pretty good news here, I think, and according to Potential, the Adventure One will be street legal in states where UTVs and off-highway vehicles or OHVs can be licensed on non-highway roads. And this is where you're gonna have to start Googling as I'm sort of trying to wrap this thing up before dinner, but hey, you're good at this whole internet thing, right? Yeah, go nuts, and I hope you find some good news. Oh, you know what else is sort of cool? So its vehicle control system will scan the trail ahead by using a curated set of sensors that'll proactively adapt torque and suspension to once again make this thing feel like it's floating down a river of room temperature butter. That one's for you, Christian. Anyway, this ought to be quite capable and stupid fun off-road, and it sort of has the specs to back that claim up. All right, power-wise, check this out. 604 horsepower and 737 pound-feet of torque, which is downright sort of bonkers for something like this. I mean, personally, I'm not sure why this needs as much horsepower as a Lambo, but hey, you're just not gonna find me complaining about having too much horsepower. I mean, that is, unless it's driving up the price, and look, don't worry, we're gonna get to the price in a second. All right, range-wise, we're looking at about 100 miles of off-road range. And look, 100 miles of off-road range is like 500 miles of highway driving, but that's sort of a whole different discussion. Ground clearance is pretty solid, almost 13 inches. Your approach angle is 40 degrees, your departure angle is 45 degrees, and as we said earlier, the width is 64 inches, while the length is 178 inches with the wheelbase of 105 inches. And then there's the price, and look, it ain't cheap. I mean, it starts at $136,600, which, yeah, look, it's a whole lot of money, but there's also just about nothing like this on the market. Yeah, look, it might be super niche, but for those fellas that are looking for something just like this, well, you might even say it's a bargain, but I don't know, maybe I'm nuts. Who knows? All right, so if you're looking to see this thing in person, you're gonna have to head over to Arlington, Virginia at the Overland Expo East, and that's October 7th through 9th. Production is expected to start in 2024 with deliveries in 2025, and you'll be able to pre-order sometime later this month, I'm told. And if this turns out to be something you're actually really serious about, I suggest jumping on that pre-order like soon, as Potential says it's only really gonna build like maybe a couple hundred of these things like ever. So don't miss out. All right, guys.